That was fast. All right, I'm curious about this. Does it give you a notification that I'm about to go live before I do it? Because people were in here like minutes early. I had no idea. Been sitting here answering things over on the chat on the Kelp video side. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Welcome. I hope everybody had a fun, safe Easter weekend. It was really actually pretty great around here. Just kids and hanging out and Easter egg hunt in the backyard, all that kind of good stuff. So welcome. Philly Candleman in charge for DIY market. Probably not. Look, that's a really good question. And, maybe there's one day that could happen, but I'll tell you this. I think that if you are paying attention to a lot of the stuff that I do, I'm trying to teach everybody how they can make their local nitrogen source even better. Maybe not to have the added expense of shipping anything else extra in when they can get sort of a basic material like an ammonium sulfate or something like that to give you enough pounds of N that you need, and then apply these other materials to it, the humic and the RGS and things like that, to make that material even better. So that's something to look at. South Jersey Lawn Guy, buffer up, buffer down for DIY market. That's not really anything that you guys need. That is actually a tank buffer. It's not actually a soil buffer. So that material is meant for spray tanks, and it's more to give you that more equal pH balance when you're putting anything else in. Find a tanks mix fungicides with biostim apps. Yeah, go for it. Absolutely. Yeah, the beard definitely hot him. Eric, I think Iron Plus. This is something that not even a whole lot of people even know about, that Iron Plus. I think you really, really like that particular material. The Iron Plus was a little bit more of a shot. It had a good ratio of nitrogen to iron, which made it very, very effective. We don't sell near as much of that as we do the 700 for no particular reason. I think it's just because we haven't really pushed it out there a whole ton. So I don't know about that one. Honestly, for some people, the amount of heavy settling and the material that's in the Iron Plus could be a little bit unnerving. Maybe, Eric, you could say something about that if you'd like to. Philly Candleman, put down dethatch instead of aerate early this season. You'll be just fine. Don't even worry about it. You might even see something that you like by doing it that way. One thing that we will be getting into as time goes on, and I'll have Doc Josh on here to talk more about it, is molasses, which is something that we do use in the dethatch product. So that'll be something that we get into a little bit later, and how we've utilized that as a company. Well, let me back up here real quick. Cool Season Lawn, Michigan. What should I put down first? Now, I don't know if you're talking about our stuff or just in general. You're probably going to want to get your preem down first. Usually, I like to start seasons out with RGS or aerate, one of the two, with your first nitrogen feeding. So that would be the best thing. Any reason to believe iron would settle out of an application of double dark cocktail? No, I don't think so. You could, I think you might be doing that with 002 and 700. That could have a more oxidative effect on the iron, and it just makes it turn dark faster. Let's see. Yeah, Milan, I'm with you, 100%. Shelf life of biostimulant pack. It will last you a long time. Keep the lids tight, keep it in your garage, and keep it out of sunlight, and it'll totally work. Tony, the rabbit issue did resolve. Actually, that insanity sauce, not only did it keep the rabbits away, it also kept relatives away for a while. It was that good. That was crazy. Now the cat is doing a good job with the wildlife out there, so that's kind of nice. I've got a little extra help going out on the lawn. Dethatch on a compost pile, amp up the breakdown of material. Absolutely, it will. You can spray that in there and turn it, and it will absolutely help with the breakdown of your compost pile. What else we got here? Send aerate ASAP. Yeah, tell me about it. I don't know about you guys. I mean, we've had a real roller coaster here as far as weather goes. We keep thinking it's going to rain or it's going to snow, and it hasn't really happened. Just been cold. Kind of got hot and then got really cold again. But still, the lawn out back is just coming alive so fast right now. It's been mowed 3 times already. Still has not had any nitrogen put down on it. And I'm saving an 1801 app until we get a little closer to the weekend when it's supposed to warm back up. And I'm going to try to just hit it and light that thing up for the weekend. Keeping next products in the garage fine during cold temperatures should be kept somewhere to not freeze. I think it's better if it doesn't freeze. You change the way everything is working in the solution. So all of your molecules kind of shrink together, and it can push down materials that make it kind of leave more like sediment in the bottom of the bottles. It won't necessarily make it go bad, but it can kind of pack some things together when the water freezes. So there you go. Affordable options for mole and vole control on 2.5 acres. Mountain lion. And mountain lions like cats, so maybe get a cat. I don't know. Just speaking from experience. Okay, that is a true story. I actually had a cat eaten by a mountain lion. That was a really terrible thing. My kids were never the same after that. Being told in Columbia, South Carolina to mow my centipede an inch tall. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I know you can get it down there. I think that a lot of people like that 1.5 to 2.25 range. It's really up to you. See what you can do with it. It's something that you can play with. Dethatch and soil sand for leveling seed in spring. Absolutely, Peter Brown, go for it. You're totally fine. All the rain last night. Would I have to reapply RGS, Humic 12, and fertilizers all over tour and flooding across the city? If you had some serious sheet flow, it's quite possible. If you did it like that night or yesterday, and you just put the material on, and then you got 2 inches of rain immediately after, you might need to consider it. But otherwise, if it had a chance to get down into the soil and the soil, accepted the material, probably not. So, those big heavy sheet flow type rains, if it's not pushing into the soil, if your soil has already reached like 100% saturation, that's when you might have to consider reapplying when it starts to dry out just a little bit. Yeah, you're right, That was a good one. Zeon Zoysia recommended cutting height in Georgia. Again, I think that you can keep that particular grass between that 1.5 and 2.25 inches pretty safely. I think there's a lot of people cutting it around 2.5 with the occasional, coming through and scalping it down. Advice for repairing dog urine spots. So I do a couple of different things. I've always just kind of drowned it with humic apps, and you've got sort of a different pH sometimes working in there. It helps to kind of flush maybe even some of those salts down, or you can hit it with calcium, something like a gypsum, and just really it takes a ton of water because of the concentration of that material. So, Tim, is that 8 inches of snow or 8 inches of, wait, hold on. Oh, okay. I thought that was rain. I'm like, man, get a canoe. I don't even worry about mowing. What else you got, guys? Thank you. The live format's fun. I really appreciate you guys doing this. I'm trying to sort of keep a steady kind of pattern here with, giving you guys an idea of what video's coming the day before, setting up the premiere, doing the live thing. So, because there's a lot of questions that, it's hard to get answered in just like a singular video. So when everybody pops on here and throws things out, it's really nice. Spraying next products with orthodilane spray without irrigation. Should I water them in? Now, you know what I always do is I spray it to empty and then I walk back across my lawn with just water coming out. I think that's, in my opinion, still the best thing. So, okay. Ooh, it's about to start at 6 a.m. So, jump over there. You guys can reach me at answers@longology.com. Live videos starting. And hey, I'll talk to you real soon. Oh, look, there's an ad going right now. Can you hear that? Fantastic.
Every time the remote drains your store-bought one-time use batteries to
the answer to that Kelp question is yes. You're about to hear how this works. I'll talk to you guys soon. I'll be over here on the chat. See ya.
Imagine